Can pigeons walk without the head moving? Because I've never seen one do it. They're just every step. Hey up, it's kicking off. Pigeon Wars. Hey up, welcome to another episode of Jurassic Garage. If you've not watched the last couple of episodes, I'd probably go and watch them first and you'll see why I'm doing this. If you've seen them, you've seen how bad the rot is. It's pretty horrendous and it sort of goes behind the dash. So I'm going to attempt now to get the dash out, see how far I get. I've got a few days off work, so hopefully I won't use all of them. Yeah, see how bad it is and hopefully send it for welding. Hopefully this episode. There's a few other little bits that need doing. I might paint the roof because it's got a few stone chips, which, guess what? They've gone rusty. It's an Aerodeck. So yeah, I'm thinking I might just rattle can it. What's the worst that could happen? It's rusty anyway. If I make a hash of it, I can send it to somewhere that knows what they're doing. But it's got to be better than rusty stone chips. Started dyeing my hair last night, but it got really late, so I've left it blonde, and I'm like a dead low budget 2007 Gerard Way now, which to be fair I'm fine with because I love Gerard Way, so I'm going to keep it for a bit I think. It's a bit different, but yeah, I quite like it. Please don't mention Boris Johnson, for Christ's sake. Right then, let's get cracking. Funnily enough, this has not got any better in the week that I've left it. In fact, it's got worse. Funny that. It's dead weird being in a car with no screen. I like it, but it does feel like a banger racer, which is ironic because a hell of a lot of these get banger raced, which is sad. I've even seen a VTi at a banger race. I don't think it was an Aerodeck, I think it was an MB6, but still, sad times. Before I start taking the dash out, I want to investigate this ABS light. I'm pretty sure it's the driver's side rear ABS sensor. I've done it before, but I can't quite remember, so I just want to make sure which sensor I need to order. So, time for Operation Paperclip. But it's nothing to do with Nazi scientists, unlike the real Operation Paperclip. Right then, there's my official genuine Honda ABS diagnoser. Yeah, make sure you connect it to those two ports, not the others, because they have voltage going to them, so you might have a very bad day if you do that. Right then, let's see. Right, so that one long flash is 10, and then the 5 short flashes is 5, so it's code 15, which is the driver's side rear sensor. So that's good, I know which one I need to order now. Yeah, so this is obviously why the dash is coming out. To do it properly, it needs to really. I was really hoping to avoid it because I hate jobs like this, they're dead fiddly. But yeah, to repair that properly, it's going to have to come out in it. Or at least, if it moves back a few inches, we might be alright. I haven't got a clue where to start. I'm going to disconnect the battery, because obviously I'm going to be messing around with airbags, so it's probably wise to do that. Right, I'm going to get started. I won't film every single screw coming out, because it's just going to get dead boring. Is it just me, or does that spider look exactly like a huntsman? Just really small. Like the shape and everything, the proportions. Right, unfortunately there's no guide on the Civic 5 forum, which is a shame. I've started popping these out. There's Phillips behind there and a Phillips behind the other one, so they can get the cowl out. Another one there, another one at the top. So that should come out. then the clocks can come out, and I'm guessing there's going to be some screws behind there. Then I think I'm going to start on the centre console, glove box and the lower dash. I can see a few screws. And yeah, go from there I think. That's the dials ready to come out. Little screw in each corner and then one up there. And they should, yeah, there we go. And then, I can't do this one-handed, but there'll be some plugs on the back and that'll be it, I'm assuming. Well, I can't see many screws. I can literally see one 10mm bolt back there. But I need to make a note of sort of where all the wiring goes for when the dash goes back in, and I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, I don't know how the bloody hell it comes out. There's hardly any fixings. So, this is not going to be a fun day. Right, I found one more in there. What I do suggest anyone does is plug your switches back in so you know what's what and where it all goes, and then just tuck them out of the way somewhere. Right then, armrest and centre console. Normally you'd have to pop this cover off and undo the bolts, but they've already been cut by someone, and it wasn't me, to be fair, it was someone that had it before. They always seize. I've had to grind them off before when I've broke other Aerodecks. Rusty ones though, not good ones. Yeah, the exhaust runs right underneath where they go to, and I think they go to underneath of the car, so they seize, they get all covered in salt and crap. So this will fly out now. This should come out. Then I'm going to get the glove box and lower dash out, and we should be able to be maybe not a million miles off, but I feel like I will be. So, right, let's see. So it helps if you pull your handbrake right up, then you can, obviously once you've undone these both sides, tilt it forward, unplug your electric window switches, and then we're free. Right, centre console now. Right, that's out. There's two more little screws up there that I forgot about that go in there. Nearly snapped them off because I forgot about them. I'm thinking while this is all apart, I might get a short shifter. It already does feel pretty good, but it's just a little bit baggy, I think. I got one for my EG6 and it ended up feeling like an MX-5, and we all know how good they are, so yeah, can definitely be improved. Next I'm going to do the HVAC panel. Looks like there's just 4 screws, same with the cig lighter and ashtray panel. I don't know if I actually need to, but I'm assuming they'll give me a bit more access to something, maybe. Anyway, it's only 8 screws, so I'll crack on. Hopefully I don't knacker any of the cables for the heater control and all that. Yeah, let's see. Right, so I've already got the cable off this one and got some horrible grease on my fingers. This one I reckon is just undo that Torx, pop this plastic cover off, and then I should be able to just pop the end of the cable off, hopefully. Weirdly, on the Impreza, there's no physical connection, there's no cables, it's just, it's still got all the knobs, but it's just a control box and everything's done electrically. So it'll just be a plug on the back, which is probably quite a nice, simple way of doing it. Right, this is being a bit of a pig, and I don't want to make it a pain to put back in. So I'm going to try and get away without doing it and just try and move the dash back enough to get the welding done. So I've taken a bolt out from here, and to be fair, it does, don't know how well that's going to show, but a lot of the dash moves just from doing that. So I'm wondering if there's some mount higher up. Obviously there's the steering column, so I need to lower the column down. If there's, I'm assuming there's a high up mount somewhere on this side, probably something behind the glove box, and a high up mount on this side. So if I get them out, hopefully I can just pull the dash back a few centimetres and then that'll be enough. So let's see. So the next service is due in October 2002, 21 years ago, which is nice, but let's see what's behind this. Hoping there's a interesting. That looks like the dash might have already been out at some point before, but for what? Yeah, I thought that was what it probably should look like. Right then. Right, I've taken that bolt out. Dash still isn't moving any more than it was really, so I think glove box out, steering column down, go from there. Oh, remember them? Right then, this is where we're up to. So glove box out, there's a little nut or bolt that goes there. Taking the airbag out, that's just, well, see it easier on the airbag itself. So 2 nuts and then a nut in each corner for the cover. I bloody broke or damaged the airbag plug. Just broke a little bit off it there. Now it should be fine, I think. I guess we'll see if the airbag light comes on. You know, if it's not sitting quite square in the plug, I think it'll be all right. But and good news, it's not a Takata airbag, so it's hopefully not a landmine in going off in someone's face. Anyway, so the dash. Now I've took the airbag out. There was a little 10mm there, and it's pretty much free. Good news is the rot doesn't go any further. That might be far enough, but I feel like it's out this far. I kind of might as well just take it out so it doesn't get damaged. I don't think it's going to be that hard. I think it's going to be another little nut in the bottom corner, possibly drop the steering column, and then just try and get the heater controls out. And then it should just lift out, I hope. Famous last words, I suppose. Right, this is for my own reference now. So I've got to take that out. That'll free that cable. I can pull the cable through. I've already taken that one out. The little clips there. Got to take that out, pull this off, free the cable, and then all the wiring's off. It's literally just the cables that are holding it together now. Bolt out in that corner, possibly drop the column, and then lift the dash out. Maybe. Right, that's the heater controls out. So, just for my own reference, 2 plugs there. Got to unclip the wire in there. That green plug goes in there. Nice bit of twist and tape there on the little LED for the immobiliser. Should probably get that sorted. And yeah, I think that's it for the middle bit. Right, so that little wire there goes up here to the little pressure sensor thing, pressure switch for the glove box light. Didn't even think of that. Right, so that's all pretty much free now. I can pull that through. The aerial, need a bloody new aerial. That's annoying, isn't it? It's pretty much out. Right then, day 2. Got pretty far last night, but I had to plug a few bits back in so I could start it and get it back in the garage, because I had to be somewhere. It's basically out. So today it should fly out. Just unplug a bit of wiring and then it'll come out. I'm going to nip to Halfords now, get a bit of primer and sandpaper. I'm going to rub down them rust spots on the roof. I'm going to probably make a separate video on painting the roof. Don't know if I'm just going to do it in patches yet, little touch-ups, or do the whole roof. And I'm probably going to do a separate video on that. And depending on how it goes, the title will either be how to respray your roof, DIY sort of thing, or how not to. So yeah, you'll see that in another episode, I think. You know when you go to do something and you just don't get anything done. So I went to Halfords, bumped into my mates, Tim and Georgia, had a big old catch up with them, and probably chatted to them for like an hour. Then I bumped into this bloke in a Hyundai S Coupe, like a mid-90s one, like the one that Hammond had on the 17-year-old car for 17-year-old challenge thing on Top Gear. But it was a factory turbo one. It was dead cool, proper like max power style. But I've never even seen one before, and especially a factory turbo one. It's like, that is ace. So I was chatting to him for ages. Yeah, and it's now quite late. But got this from Halfords. Obviously I'm not going to use wax oil because it's not my favourite thing. But it's a pressure sprayer thing, like the things you get for doing your fence. But it's got this, so you can get right inside all the sills and box sections and everything. And obviously owning Hondas and a Subaru and a Bora, they go rusty, so they need cavity waxing. Underseal does not do the job at all. So that's dead good. £7.5 that was in the clearance bit. So that was a bit of a bargain. I still somehow spent 55 quid, I think, on like sandpaper and primer, not a lot else. I don't know how I spent 50 odd quid, but I did. So raging about that. My trade card didn't even take anything off. Then stopped at a petrol station, bumped into my mate Dan. He's got a B18C4 full Aerodeck swap that he's putting into an EJ9, which means it doesn't need the engine loom. I do need the engine loom because my injector wires are cut. 40 quid. So it's been a productive day, to be fair, even if I've not physically got anything done on the car. But it is now 7:15 and I've not even started yet, and it's absolutely freezing. So it's a bank holiday. I'm gonna just go home and have a beer, to be honest, and hit it hard tomorrow. Try and get quite a bit done. There's plenty more I can do now I've got that loom. I can change, fingers crossed, change the inlet manifold and the loom, and then I can actually wash the engine bay without being worried about getting water anywhere that it shouldn't get. So yeah, come back tomorrow, hit it hard. Just hope I don't wake up at like midday. Oh heck. Right, let's get this dash out. Tried to push the Aerodeck out the garage on my own without starting it. And I'm very stressed out now. Right, I think I've got away with it. It's literally just cleaned a bit of moss off. I think we can call that a win and a lesson. Don't try and be lazy. Just bloody jump start it and drive it. And that's the moss. Yeah. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Alright, so that's the last bit of wiring to unplug. I just need a reference for myself. The one with the blue wire goes on the right and the green wires go on the left. You need to leave that plugged in for the car to run, so it's easy just to unbolt it. And there's a few things there that need to stay plugged in as well. I think that is to do with the immobiliser. Yeah, it wouldn't run with all this unplugged. So yeah, unplug that and it should fly out. bollocks. I've had to relocate. It's bloody stopped as well now. I've put the borer there as a little filming platform thing because the boot's dead flat. So hopefully my phone will be quite stable on there. I was just about to drop the steering column and then it started. So I thought before I get to the point of not being able to move it, I better move it into where it's dry. It was bloody well nice when I left the house as well. It's a lot harder to see in here and it's probably going to be a lot worse for filming lighting wise, but try and make it work. Right, obviously it's gone nice outside again now that I've got everything inside and moved my cars about. Right, this should fly out now. Should. It won't, will it? Need to be dead careful not to lean on the wings because they ripple so easy. Ah, there we go. Yeah, you do need to get the column down, as it turns out. Right. Bloody hell. There we go. One Aerodeck dash. Straight out. Bloody hell, I need to put it somewhere now. And that's what you're left with. Christ, it looks like it's being broken for bits now, like most of them bloody end up doing. Right, I better get the column back up, and to be fair, check that it still starts. Yeah, that'd be a good start, wouldn't it? Right then, next step, get this wing off, because I know there's some rot here. I'm not sure exactly where, but then I can send photos and videos to some welders and hopefully get some prices and timescales and stuff and send it away, hopefully. Right, so that's where we're at now. Not the best, but not a terrible place to plate. I've got that, but to be honest, it's not going to cover it. So maybe they can use it to make some plate, I don't know. But yeah, it's not going to cover it. The donor panel that I've got does go right up to where it meets that other bit of metal there, so that's good. So there's not really any plating to do there. And then it should just be a case of bosh the new panel in. Right, I've just given this a good hoovering. So most of the Aerodeck is now in my hoover, but at least we can sort of see what's what. Hoovered all that out as well. That was full of leaves and God knows what. But yeah, that's where we're at. I've been home and had some dinner. It's quite a bit later now. To be honest, I'm probably going to pack it in for today in a minute. I do want to get some primer along here. I should probably do that, shouldn't I, before I go, to be fair. Just where it's bare metal. Yeah, I think I will. That's the dash out then. The rot, to be fair, isn't any worse than it looked at the end of the last video, which is good. It's now a week later though, and that's given me time to think about things, which is always dangerous. So I've had a bit of a change of plan. Obviously it was going to go off for welding now, but yeah, that plan's changed a bit. You will have to wait to the next video to see that though, to see what I've decided to do. And yeah, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of the videos. Are they any good? Are they boring? Am I dragging things out a bit too long? Or are they alright? You know, let me know. So yeah, I'm about to film the intro for the next video now. So I'll see you when the work's been done and I've edited it. Bye!